Hey you guys, it is me, Laura. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, ages 4, 8, and 11, and I am so excited today because I have a outlet haul for you. This is definitely the biggest order I have ever placed from Book Outlet before, and it is my beginning of the year book kind of kickoff. So these are books that have various reasons. Some of them are for me, some of them are for the kids, but I like to start the new year with some new books. So that is what I did, and I'm gonna go ahead and show this to you guys. I'm gonna open it up. They have new packaging, which is more eco-friendly, which is super cool. There's no tape, which is kind of nice. All right. Ooh, I really made a mess of this box, so yeah, it's all right. Let's see. Here's the flap. Okay, so I have not looked through this ahead. Of course, I know what's in here, and eek, I'm excited. Just so that you know, Book Outlet books are really discounted books. They're new, they're in good condition, but they are usually left over from stores that they weren't able to sell or whatever the case may be. They do have new releases there. They have popular books. They have all kinds of stuff. And this entire box, including shipping, I think I got for, I want to say 75. I think that's about right. But when you see what's in here, it's a really, really good deal. I actually get books from here cheaper than I can often find them on Thrift Books or Better World used. So here we go. Oh, and last thing, I do have a code in the bottom that gets you $5 off of your first order, and every order that's $35 or more gets free shipping. So yeah, there's that. And they always have different sales and things going on the website. So here is the first one. This one is for me. It's called Promise. And it is, let's see, what does it say? In the aftermath of a devastating tornado that rips through the town of Tupelo, Mississippi, at the height of the Great Depression, 2 women, worlds apart, one black, one white, one a great-grandmother, the other a teenager, fight for their family's survival in this lyrical and powerful novel. And I'm actually super excited about this. One thing that I'm trying to do this year is I am trying to, at least some, not all the books that I read have to be this way, but I'm trying to at least read some adult books that go along with whatever units we're doing, whether it be as I'm prepping for the unit or whether it be while we're going through the unit, but just to kind of get me more into the unit as well and give me more perspective on it. And one of the units that I'm really working on is our Great Depression unit, so this will be great for that, and it just looks like a really good read that I am going to enjoy probably. So excited about that one. This one is Ben's Revolution, Benjamin Russell and the Battle of Bunker Hill. History comes alive in this gripping account of a young boy swept up in the start of the Revolutionary War and witnessed the Battle of Bunker Hill. This I got for my 8-year-old. He is in love with all things Revolutionary War, so I thought he would really appreciate this book a lot. I think he's going to really like it, and I had not heard of it before, so I got this for him, and I think he'll enjoy that thoroughly. Let's see. All right, this is an Indigenous People's History of the United States for young people. I've seen this one recommended a lot, and I feel like this is knowing the story of Indigenous people from their own retelling of it is something that I just have not heard a whole lot. And I just really wanted to read this because I want to hear this side of the story. And I want to be more familiar with it in a broader way. So I really have had my eye on this one. It's $25 new, I think $24 or something like that on Amazon, and I think I got it for like $7 or $9 or something like that on Book Outlet. And there's just this tiny mark, like that's it. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this one for me. This one is Erikas Elephant. This one does have a price sticker on it, and usually I think this one was like I forget what they call them, but like deeper discount books sometimes will come with a sticker, but if you want to remove it, just use a hairdryer or something, get it nice and warm, and it'll come off. So just a tip. But My little one really wants to learn more about elephants. She wants to do a unit study on elephants, so I thought that this looked like it might be a good book for that. It says, when Erica Perkins wakes up on the morning of her 10th birthday, the last thing she expects is to find a very confused elephant sitting on her doorstep. Can a small girl and a rather large elephant learn to live together in a tiny terraced house? And when someone plots to steal the elephant, can Erica keep her safe? So it seemed really sweet. There's lots of pictures in it. So I thought that this was one that I would check out and see if my 4-year-old might be interested in it. And it might just be fun for the elephant unit study that I'm trying to put together for her. This is Escape This Book, Tombs of Egypt. I think you might have seen the one, if you've been seeing my other videos, that I had on Titanic. The kids are interested in doing an ancient Egypt unit study, so I pulled this for that. But this is a book where it's kind of like a choose your own. You have different paths that you can take, but it's very interactive and hands-on. Not only are you choosing the options, but you're drawing pictures of things right in the book, or if you want to do this with multiple people, they can draw on a separate piece of paper. But you're just being really interactive with the story and with what's going on. So I thought that this would be a fun one to add to that unit. All right. Oh, the Traderskate by Avi. I love Avi. I love that I can find so many of Avi's books on Book Outlet. This one is set in 1849 in London, and the boy's father, John Huffman's father, is sentenced to London's White Cross Street prison. He's been put away for gambling debt, leaving 14-year-old John and his family out on the street. But it seems gambling is the least of their problems. Father Huffman is accused of treason. Surrounded by a cast of sinister and suspicious characters, John is not sure what to believe or whom. So this one is actually a book that, yes, it's a children's book, but I got it for me. I think this would be considered young adult instead of middle grade. It's 11 to 14, maybe that's still middle grade, probably still middle grade. But I really liked City of Orphans, which was set in a similar time period a few years later, but in America. But anyway, I love Avi's books. And one thing I like about them, and I don't know if that's the case here, but the chapters tend to be, pretty short. So you can get through a bunch at once, and they're just so good. So I'm excited to read this one. And another one that I got by Avi, this one was interesting. And this one I got for me, but my 11-year-old is also very interested in it. He really likes Avi's books as well, but this is Catch You Later Trader, and this is about the Cold War. It says 12-year-old Pete Collison is a regular kid who loves baseball, detective stories, and radio crime dramas. When an FBI agent accuses his father of being a communist, Pete finds himself caught in a real-life mystery. The rumors have reached school and turned Pete's class against him. Even his best friend Kat feels pressured to ditch him. To discover the truth, Pete digs into his father's past, but the more he finds out, the more complicated the story becomes. Are there really commies in Pete's family? As Pete races the FBI down the trail of clues, he begins to wonder if the price of truth could be his father's job and his family's freedom. And so it was interesting reading this to my 11-year-old because he was wondering, what is communism? What is that? What does that mean? So this would be a really fun one. Maybe we can do kind of book club style and read it together. That would be awesome. But again, I got this for me, but my 11-year-old is definitely interested. This one is 8 to 12. This one is 11 to 14. And I would definitely say with Avi's books that the ones that say that they're for older kids are definitely for older ones. And that is important. Hey, little girl. This is one that I got for my oldest, for my 11-year-old, and this is one that I remember our librarian at my school reading this to us, and I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I remember really liking it. So the cover that they showed on the website was different. It's actually the older cover, the cover that I remember, and I'm glad that it showed that cover because this is a newer cover, and I probably would not have recognized the book if I saw this cover on it, but I definitely remembered the cover from before, and I remember loving it, and I think it's something that my 11-year-old would love. It says, Ricky could, that's who. Ever since he was attacked by a dog when he was just a little kid, he's been afraid of dogs. So even though the pup is tiny and skinny with sad brown eyes and a friendly wagging tail, Ricky doesn't want it hanging around the farm. The barn cats aren't about to share their food with the dog, and it looks as if the pup will starve to death unless someone comes to his rescue. Ricky may be afraid of dogs, but he doesn't want to see one starve. He'll feed the pup until it gets its strength back, and then he'll run it off. but the pup has other ideas. Can Ricky overcome his fears and find himself the best friend he's ever had? And this, like I said, I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I remember that I really enjoyed it. So, and my son just loves these kinds of things. So excited for that one. Let me see what's next. Okay, this is Lisa of Wellesley Lane. I think I'm saying that right. If you know better how to pronounce this, that'd be great. This is one from World War II, a true story of music and survival during World War II. And this is a part of the children of Wellesley Lane. So there's a number of stories about that. So you can see here's all the different books. And I've seen this one is a picture book that I definitely want to pick up from our library when we do World War II. But it says, when it was Lisa's turn to board the train, her mother, Malka, held her close. You must hold on to your music, her mother said. Please promise that. Lisa sobbed. How can I do that without you? She dropped her little suitcase and hugged her mother tightly. You can and you will. Remember what I've taught you. Your music will help you through. Let it be your best friend. And music is really important to our family. I used to sing in choirs and things like that. But my husband is a violinist, and there's piano and just a lot of music. So I think that this will be meaningful to the kids. And this looks like a World War II book that is good for younger kids, which sometimes it's harder to find these books that are kind of definitely talk about the topics but are more delicate, and I think that this might be that. So I'm really excited about this. Will be World War II. So the main history things that I'm kind of gathering stuff for are the Great Depression, World War I, and World War II. Obviously that's out of order, but so this definitely would be a part of that. Let's see. Okay, this one, The Watcher. Okay, so this, whoa, okay, I was not expecting this to be this thick. I was expecting this one to be more like this, but it's a nice big thick one. So this is another World War II story. It says 1942, Berlin, Germany. How did Wendy, an American girl, end up in such a place? Just a few months ago, she was enjoying her time in Maine supporting the U.S. war effort, but she was kidnapped, then betrayed by her own mother, who is actually a Nazi spy. As a new Berliner, and now a German, Wendy is expected to speak a language she's never known and support a cause she doesn't believe in. There are allies, though, among the Germans, allies who have been watching Wendy since she arrived. And Wendy, along with her new German Shepherd puppy, must confront them. Her life depends on it. So I don't know if this is the first in a series or the second in a series. I think I remember reading somewhere that there's another book that goes with this. I don't really know that it matters which order you read it in, but this one has been sitting in my book outlet cart for a long time, and every time I go back and I'm tempted to make an order, I am tempted and then I don't, and I'm tempted and I don't. But finally, I had read reviews on it and it looked really interesting, so I finally just went ahead with this order and got it. So I'm interested to see what this says. Again, I think this one might be, it says 8 to 12. So I'm wondering if this one might be maybe not quite as mild as the music one, but another one that's a little bit more mild in World War II. But I don't know, it'll be interesting to see. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited about all of these. I don't know why I need to say that. Ooh, okay, so this one is another one that I'm super excited about. This is Chains by Laurie Halse Anderson, and this is part of a trilogy. So the other books in the trilogy are Forge and Ashes, you can see here. And this is the winner of a Scott Odell Award for Historical Fiction, National Book Award nominee. It's won just so many things. I have heard so much about this. I really just could not resist, and I love just this whole, I don't know, I've not seen books like this before, so I was really excited, and if it's good, I'm eager to read the rest of the ones in the series. But yes, there's that one. Let's see, I have Oh, The Care and Feeding of a Pet Black Hole. I got this for my 11-year-old because it seemed like it was right up his alley. It says, something unusual follows Stella Rodriguez on her way home from NASA. A black hole. As dark as the darkest dark, with eyes that look like little galaxies, Black Hole sets out to live in her house as a pet. Stella names him Larry and tries to train him, but Larry is just like any other pet. He doesn't like to listen. When Larry ends up swallowing something too precious to lose, Stella must embark on an epic interstellar adventure to get it back. For without it, Stella's whole world is at stake. And my understanding is that this book also addresses grief and dealing with grief, and I'm always happy to help my kids be introduced to social, emotional, mental health type things to give them kind of a healthy foundation. But this just looked like a really cute book, and I thought that it would be fun for him, and he's eager, and actually my 8-year-old's really interested in it as well, so it might be one that they both read. All right, I got a few more in here. Okay, this one is for my 4-year-old. We are actually currently studying immigration, and part of that is the Statue of Liberty. She loves Statue of Liberty. She also really loves these Step Into Reading books, so I got this one with her in mind for us to read for this unit study. This is one I got for me, The Most Clever Girl. It is by Stephanie Marie Thornton. And this one, I believe, is a fairly new release. Yeah, this came out last year, 2021. And it says, 1963, reeling from the death of her mother and President Kennedy's assassination, Catherine Gray shows up on Elizabeth Bentley's doorstep demanding answers to the shocking mystery just uncovered by her family. What she doesn't expect is to be ensnared by Bentley's own story of becoming a controversial World War II spy and Cold War informer. And then of course it goes on, but this I thought would be interesting to read with the Avi one about the Cold War. Honestly, I don't know much about the Cold War. It was something that in history was always just kind of a quick bypassing thing. So it'll be interesting to read these two together and learn a little bit more about the Cold War. Let's see, I have 2 more books. This is Heart of a Samurai. It's a Newbery Honor book. I got this because my 8-year-old is very interested in warriors, just in general. He likes the Revolutionary War, he likes knights, he wants to learn about Roman soldiers, and recently he's become interested in ninjas and samurai. So I thought it would be fun to do a unit on ninjas and samurai and to learn a little bit about Asian cultures as well while we're doing that. So I thought I would read this and see if this might be a good one for us to use for a unit study for that. It says, an action-packed historical novel set on the high seas. It's 1841, and 14-year-old Manjiro, and I'm sure I'm slaughtering this, I'll definitely have to work on the names, and his 4 friends find themselves stranded on a deserted island after a storm at sea. Beyond the island is the unknown, filled with monsters and demons and barbarians, or so they've been told. They know they cannot return to their home in Japan. The country's borders are closed to foreigners and also to citizens who have strayed. One day, an American whaling vessel passes near the island and takes the castaways aboard. Manjaro joins the work of the ship, eager to learn everything he can about this strange new culture. Over the next 10 years, he travels the high seas, visiting places he's never dreamed existed, including America. But deep down, he longs to return home, somehow, though he knows it's impossible for a simple fisherman. Become a samurai. Will Manjaro ever be able to go back to his native land? And if he does, will he be welcomed or condemned? And it also has another one, the Bamboo Sunru, or something here on the back. So I'll definitely look, but this is a good first start for me as I begin to look for books on this topic. If you know of any good ninja or samurai books, let me know in the comments below, because I think this would be a really fun and educational experience for all of us. And the last book I have is A Change in the World. This is the Young Readers edition. In general, I actually, for myself, prefer young readers editions of books over the adult versions of books. It's just my personal preference. Yeah, I tend to not like a lot of really graphic stuff, and if there's a reason for them to make a young readers edition, I usually prefer that. It's just a better read for me. And also, I can share them with my kids if they're really good. So this one is about an orphan boy, a mysterious past, and how he found a place called home. And this says, Steve Kalwowski lives in the clutches of a cruel foster family. A light-skinned boy with blue eyes and curly afro, Steve knows nothing of his parents or his past, but he longs for a loving home where he can belong. Determined to find his history and a better future, he sets out on a daring adventure to unravel the mystery of his identity, armed with only one clue. This young reader's edition tells the suspenseful true story of a boy who refused to accept the labels placed on him and chose to succeed against all odds. Steve's remarkable journey reminds us that everyone has value and that each of us can create a future of healing and belonging. So this looked really interesting to me, and so I definitely wanted to pick it up. So those are the books that I got. There are a lot of them. Yeah, I don't think I can hold all of these in my hand at one time, but these are the 12 paperbacks that I got. A lot of books. Will they fit in the screen? I think they will. There. So those are the paperbacks. 4 hardbacks, it looks like, for $75, including shipping. Like, that's remarkable. So this is why I like to utilize Book Outlet. I'm really excited to read these books. Obviously, it's going to take me a long time, but I'm hoping that this is I'm not going to be doing any other book hauls for a little while. I'm going to wait and try and finish up all of these before I let myself buy anything new, unless there's something that I really need. But I am super excited. This year, my goal is to read 100 books. And I think I can do it because last year I started halfway through the year with a goal to read 50, and I blew that out of the water. So I think I should be able to do it, and I'm really excited. And let me know if you guys want to see what's on my list of reads that I'm anticipating that are new releases this year, and I would definitely let you know. And as a tidbit, if you have stayed this long, you get this exciting news. I got a new job, so it was completely by accident, and I am so thankful that it worked out. But I'm going to be working a few hours a week, not very much, just a few hours a week at our local library. I'm excited to be able to serve the community and get to know people better, and to work with books and to just help connect people with information and tools and all the things that they need. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm enjoying it. So that is all that I have for you today, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Again, I will leave a link to Book Outlet below for $5 off your first book purchase, along with information on other places that you can get books. Love to know what you want to read for the year, and if you have any suggestions based on these books that I showed you or anything else that you would like to see. I'll talk to you later. Bye.